All right, let's get started. Hello, everybody. Welcome back to The Hack and the Fraud. That's the name of our podcast. My name's Ryan. I'm back with Nicholas for a bit of a recap. Nicholas?
Bit of a lockdown recap.
That's right. We, here in Australia, in Canberra, we've been in lockdown since about August, and we haven't been able to go to the movies. We haven't been able to hang out. This is one of the first hangouts since then. I'm a little drunk.
I'm a big drunk.
Me and Nick's a big drunk. And we are going to talk about the movies we've seen during lockdown, the movies we're looking forward to now that cinemas are back open. I went to see a movie today. We'll talk about that later. But yeah, basically a bit of a recap. Welcome back to the pod. Season 2, we'll call it. Season 1 was 20 episodes.
Season 2, soft opening.
Soft reboot.
Soft reboot.
This is a gritty reimagining of the podcast.
Yeah.
We no longer get along. It's everybody's out for themselves.
Less cut jokes. There's going to be more.
Less cut jokes. I'm going to keep everything
jokes.
in.
Yeah. So if you're Zack Schneider, I wouldn't want to be a Zack Schneider right now.
No.
And we won't talk about him.
Why would we? Has he got any movies coming out? Anything in the pipeline for Zack?
I think he's been cancelled.
Yeah, hopefully. Anyway, this is the pod so far. Last episode, if you recall, was Space Jam: A New Legacy.
Yeah,
which you liked, didn't you?
No.
Didn't you
Fuck you, I didn't like it.
The fans have been saying Nick loves Space Jam. There's a divide in the fans between you and me.
I think there's a reason that was our last part.
We decided we didn't like movies anymore.
Movies after that. We're just like, let's just take a hiatus from movies at all. So I think that's the rating. That's what Space Jam's done to movies in general.
Yeah, basically.
Lockdown.
I didn't want to see any more Warner Brothers movies. That's for sure.
Yeah.
That was the point of the movie. Anyway, welcome back.
We're back. I will say I went as Bugs Bunny from Space Jam to like a Halloween event.
Better than Aladdin.
No. Stupid me to that last year, really.
Yeah. You committed to the outfit.
I did Bugs Bunny from Space Jam 2. Not Space Jam 1.
What was the difference?
That was 3D. Like proper furry.
This is just a podcast to let everybody know Nick's a furry now.
Yeah,
Lockdown was hard for everybody, and some of us became furries.
That's what happens.
Anyway.
I'll
intro.
Start,
Wait, no, we have to do the intro song.
Okay, play your damn riff.
You're a fraud.
You're a liberal hack.
Okay, let's talk about some of the movies that we enjoyed and didn't enjoy during lockdown. I have a Letterboxd. If anybody wants to go on Letterboxd, it's a cool social media app.
Yep.
For
They're
movies.
Our newest sponsor too.
Yeah,
Letterboxd.
That would be good. I don't know what my name is though. So
the D at the is there's no E after the X when you're looking through it in Google.
RJC93. If you want to follow me on Letterboxd, then you can see all my movie.
He's not going to repeat that again. So
RJC93. You can go backwards. And I keep a track of all the movies I watched, starting from Space Jam.
1 or 2?
2, which we saw on the 22nd of July, which has no stars in my rating.
Wow.
What was your rating again?
I forgot.
Some stars, though?
It was maybe a star.
Yeah.
A star or 2.
I think you have like 4 or 5. Anyway, so the first movie I watched after Space Jam was Aliens, which I haven't seen in a while. What is there to be said about Aliens that hasn't been said already? I liked it personally.
Yeah, it's an interesting take on Alien, isn't it?
Yeah, there's much different.
There's more of them this time. And
there are a couple things I didn't like about it, actually.
Shit, here we go.
No, I liked it. I gave it, what did I give it?
Tee off.
I gave it 4.5 out of 5 stars, and 9 out of 10.
So you hated
it? Basically. I hated certain bits of it. I hated that Ripley's whole character was like being a mother and like mothering this child. Like the first movie, she's just straight badass. Love Ripley in the first one.
Yeah.
All she cares about is killing this fucking monster.
And
awesome.
The second one, what does she do?
Second one, she's like a mother. Yeah, that's the whole movie.
And then the third one.
And the kid was annoying.
And then the third one, the kid dies. Have you seen? Yeah, the kid dies.
I've seen the third.
Okay, it's an interesting point you bring that up because I actually like the third one. I know.
Me too.
Director
David Fincher.
You're welcome. Like he took his name off that.
Yeah, no,
entirely.
Alan Smith.
Okay, so I was actually like looking that up the other day. The reason was because he wanted like there's massive kind of fallouts, obviously with direction and everything like that,
Yeah.
and with production.
Wasn't happy.
But one of the things was like having the autopsy on the kid not shown.
He wanted to keep it in.
He
or-
wanted to keep it in. It was like fucking. It was
Well, that
crazy.
would-
It was like there's a big kind of saw, a big like this is Charles Dance.
I can't even
who plays
remember the.
Tywin.
Yeah, I remember Charles Dance.
He
He's
does.
great.
He does like it's a really like intrusive autopsy on a child with a big saw. So I got a big fucking shit eating grin on my face. It's not that funny.
That's good
but,
because
like,
he's like saying it's kind of like a new
Yeah,
director
yeah,
comes into
yeah,
an
yeah,
established
yeah.
franchise
It's like
and he
to
says like
completely
fuck the past.
yeah, completely
Last
fucked.
Jedi.
Ugh.
Forget
No,
the past.
Forget that. Yeah, forget the past.
And I didn't like the kid. I didn't like Newt.
Yeah, well, obviously David Fincher didn't like him too.
That was an 80s thing, wasn't it? Having just
Yeah.
like a wild kid, like Mad Max 2 as well. It's like the kid doesn't add anything to the movie.
Was it? Yeah, Waterworld 1.
I haven't seen
There wasn't a
Waterworld.
second one, but I call it 1 because I'm hopeful.
That is-
It deserves a sequel. Waterworld 1.
I wouldn't put it past Netflix or fucking somebody to do a Waterworld.
There's got to
like,
be, right? Like,
reimagining. yeah.
yeah. Kevin Costner's still going
We're
around.
running out of fucking content. What about Waterworld?
Waterworld
And it's-
1.
But apart from that criticism of aliens, which is all I've said about aliens so far,
That she's the mum.
it's a great movie.
So what? You
The
fucking-
dialogue is so good. It's
What's
so
your
chi-
porn history again? Mums. As if you hate that. No.
All right, yeah, I like the movie. I like it.
Yeah, right. Yeah. There
Dave
you go.
Sigourney Weaver.
Now you don't know what to say.
I love Sigourney Weaver. Another one, we're skipping ahead a bit, but watch Ghostbusters original again.
Oh yeah, I haven't seen it in ages. So fill me in. What happens again?
Bill Murray is a bit weird.
He
apart
gets
from
away
that,
with just
it's
being Bill
fine.
Murray.
Yeah, I
he's
know.
fine.
Yeah, he's just high the whole movie.
Yeah.
It's actually when you watch it as an adult, you kind of see, you know what Bill Murray. He's not paying attention to the movie.
Yeah.
He's just doing his lines, and he's great in it. That's the key Bill Murray charm.
I think there's a guy in it at the start of the film as the dude from Amadeus who plays Mozart. You know, like, oh, what's his name? He's like in Animal House. He's like in
The Animal House, yeah, okay,
yeah, and all those sort of
Dunno.
films. Oh
Chevy Chase.
no, but I'm pretty sure it's him. Anyway, he's in there. Oh, that's cool. Look, I think it's fine.
It holds up and kind of doesn't hold up. It's like an old movie now.
Yeah,
It's like
I mean-
40 years old now.
But yeah, now when you think of Ghostbusters, you do think of the all-female remake, right? I
Yeah.
think of that.
Yeah, me too. It's the superior product.
It's Babel. That's what it came in for.
Well, that's the thing.
It needed fixing.
I just want to see stuff I've seen before, but with a sexually and racially diverse cast.
Well, it wasn't more racially diverse. It was the same.
It was the same. It was the
percentage.
same. Yeah.
Yeah, it was the same.
They're
They
just
had
ladies.
one. Yeah, this one, yeah, let's have the same percentage.
Are there any old
Whites and
ladies?
blacks.
Was Ocean's 8 any good?
I haven't seen it.
Yeah, no, I don't think many people have.
I think
Anyway, moving on from
that's gonna be another pod doing that one.
speaking of
Of
female
what?
stars,
Yeah,
Black Widow. Now you've tuned out of the Marvel universe.
yeah. I
believe.
said Endgame was my Endgame,
You have said that before, yeah.
and I ended
And
my
you stick
game
to
with
that.
Marvel. Yeah, I haven't watched the Marvel.
What about
film
Thor
since.
4? Are you interested in Taika Waititi? Did you like Thor 3?
Is Saw 3?
Thor,
Is that like
Thor 3 is the worst Saw, maybe.
Saw 3? Yeah,
No, Thor 3, though. Thor Ragnarok.
that's hard to be the worst Saw, isn't it?
Yeah,
There's so
yeah.
many bad Saws. No,
Well, they go up and down.
what was no Thor was Ragnarok. That's 3.
Yeah,
I've seen that
Ragnarok.
one. I've seen that. That,
And that
that
was
came
good.
before the end. That was very good. But
Well,
I don't know.
Taika Waititi's
Maybe I'll see it. Maybe I won't. Who knows? Phew.
Well,
You're
I
not
watched-
the boss of me.
I watched Black Widow, unfortunately. I was really hoping it would be good. I like the Russian side of it. You got David
Are you trying to
Harbour
get me on
being-
that side? You
Yeah,
want me-
yeah.
Oh, yeah.
He's married to a Russian. The Russian and David Harbour, it is like, it's about family. And that sounds like it'll be a fun movie. It's not at all. It feels like a superhero movie
Cold.
from 2013 when they just hadn't quite figured it out yet. Like after Iron Man and stuff, and they're like, oh, what do we do? And then they released Thor 2.
Yeah,
example.
I figured they kind of would take a bit of a backward step.
It was really bad.
I like the Endgame sort of what's it called
I liked Endgame. quite a bit.
Avengers Endgame and Avengers Infinity Wars. Look up. It's
Hated
got its
Infinity
problems,
War.
but like I enjoyed it.
Infinity War's
It was-
a really terrible movie. It's not a movie.
It's a movie.
It's not a movie.
It's better than Endgame.
No, Endgame is fun.
Yeah.
I like that they built up this entire MCU, like getting bigger and more ridiculous every time, right? And then the last one, Endgame, is like a fun Back to the Future adventure. It's not even like as big as it should be. They kind of weirdly contained it in a way that I really liked compared to Infinity
I
War.
always don't like when they mess with time travel.
I understand if you don't like time travel, but like Infinity War was annoying with like the people that died that are not dead. That was super annoying. They're like, you're supposed to feel sad that Spider-Man dies.
I feel like you could fix that without a like
You
whenever.
could, but they didn't.
No, they didn't fix it. But like exactly, they didn't fix it. I feel like they could have fixed it without it being a time travel thing. They could have literally used the gems or something like that, but they were destroyed.
I liked the time travel adventure. It was wacky.
No,
it wasn't
I don't like it.
serious.
I hate it.
Did you hate Tenet?
Oh yeah, I did too. Yeah, I love Christopher Nolan. I didn't like Tenet.
Okay. So I just again.
Yeah,
we're
no, I
skipping
liked
ahead,
it
but
enough, but I liked it. It's not something like I love all his films except for Tenet, like a lot.
Yeah, you love all
nines,
of them.
9.5s, 10s.
There's one I
Tenet,
haven't
no,
seen.
it's a 7.
There's Memento, but there was one before Memento, or maybe just after
I haven't
Memento.
seen the one before
There's
that.
one that I haven't seen. Yeah, but apart from that, Christopher Nolan has been knocking it out of the park. They're
Yeah,
all
right.
good. Watching Tenet
I think
again.
I've got a new favorite director now. I don't know.
Is it Denis?
It's Denis. I'm really keen for June.
June.
I think I'm all aboard the Denis Villeneuve.
Is that how it's pronounced?
Villeneuve.
Villeneuve.
The new wave.
I got
Villeneuve.
Denis originally, it was Dennis Villeneuve,
Villeneuve. Yeah, no, I've just sort of.
but over the years we've gone better at pronouncing.
Yeah.
Denis Villeneuve.
Like, because even though I didn't love Arrival, it still was a tight movie.
I
It's
dug
very
Arrival.
good.
I thought that was
Yeah,
very good.
But all his other films are so good. Like Blade Runner, the sequel. Like, at a time where all these sort of ill-timed sequels were coming out and being absolute trash,
Yeah.
Blade Runner 2049
It's better.
stands above. It's so good. It's better than the original.
It's better than the
I'm
original,
sorry.
for sure.
I love Blade Runner, but it's like, it takes it and makes it into something new and really good.
Yeah.
I'm sure like Ridley Scott hates it, but he's like, fuck, you know what? It's quite good.
Yeah, you might hate it. But like 40 years later, like you do a sequel.
Sicario, you got Sicario.
I forgot he did Sicario.
Prisoners.
That was awesome. Prisoners, I
haven't seen Enemy though.
I remember Prisoners not being not being blown away by it in any way.
Yeah, I think it's just a good standalone.
But I watched it
kind of
before
film,
I knew who Denis was. So maybe I need to watch it again, kind of like take it in.
Yeah.
I just watched it as any other random movie, which is not because then I was expecting something that it wasn't going to be. It's always going to be something a bit different with Denis.
Yeah, exactly.
No,
Incendies is one I want to say, but apparently it's one of his best ones. So
okay. Well, I'm insanely keen for June. It looks amazing.
I'm insanely keen.
Doesn't come out till December 2 in Australia.
I can wait.
Yeah, I know we've been waiting to
patient
see it in
man. I
cinema.
can wait.
It has to be at least extreme screen. Or like IMAX. IMAX Sydney is still not rebuilt yet.
Oh,
It's been like 3
what are they
years.
waiting for?
I don't know. Anyway, after Black Widow, which I gave 5 out of 10. So, pretty bad. I saw Independence Day Resurgence. What did you think of that movie?
I haven't seen it. Well, I'm gonna see it. I don't
It
need.
was surprisingly okay.
I'm not gonna. It's not gonna. It's not enough for me to go and see
It was a 7. That's what I gave it.
Oh.
I thought it was kind of
What
fun.
did you give the first? What did you give the first one? Honestly.
I love the first one.
Okay, I thought you were gonna be like, oh, I hated it. It's like
No.
6.
I love the first one.
Yeah.
I don't even know what I
I don't
would-
know how I can't watch the second one and not hate it. I feel like I just.
They kept
there's
trying to
no
give
way.
Bill Paxton had like 3 goes that are like equal, like a
Pullman.
speech.
Bill Pullman.
Bill Pullman. Sorry, Bill Paxton. Bill Pullman.
Paxton's dead, man.
I know.
That man died.
I
It's
know.
very sad.
I actually really love Mighty Joe Young, Twister, like Bill Paxton.
Are you trying to pretend
Terminator.
that you know Bill Paxton?
His first role is Terminator. He
I
plays
know,
a punk.
He's very good.
No, Bill Pullman.
You're a couple of cans short of a 6-pack there, dude.
Man. Oh yeah, Aliens again. Bill Paxton.
Aliens, yeah. He's one of the best.
Have you ever
characters. I
been
love his
mistaken for a
character.
man for?
Yeah.
No, have you?
Fuck, I love
Great
Aliens. How good.
What was I saying? Independence Day Resurgence. Yeah, they give Bill Pullman like 3 attempts at a speech to equal the speech from the first movie, and he
It's impossible.
fluffs it every time. It's not even like the movie; it's like it just doesn't come together at all.
Yeah,
But
too much pressure. He's got to redo it all again.
Judd Hirsch.
I would
is in
hate
it
to be
again.
him
Judd
and
Hirsch
have-
is the best in it. The dad, Jeff
Judd-
Goldblum's dad.
Judd Hirsch. Oh, okay. Yeah, right.
He's,
right.
you
Who
know,
was in the first one?
He
Wasn't
looks exactly the same.
Yeah,
Like,
shit. Oh, really?
yeah, it's amazing. It's been 30 years. My Davy.
My Davey. Hey, I love the guy from the first film who died, but like, as in like in
Which
the
one?
film.
Will
But I think he
Smith?
died in real life. He had a voice like this, and he was like, "Hey, Jeff, gotta get out of New York City."
Oh, yeah, that
Remember
guy.
I think he's
The
dead.
big-
Hey, he's like actually
Is he
dead.
dead?
I'm pretty sure.
Oh my god, I gotta call my lawyer.
call my lawyer. Oh my god. Fuck, I love that.
Yeah,
dude.
he's great. Well, yeah, Independence Day 1 is a great movie.
It's very good. That's the thing. I don't think. How can you top that?
You can't top it. It's just like
But how can you build?
It's
I don't know.
surprisingly fun, and it's Roland
Okay.
Emmerich again. So like,
Yeah, I know. Yeah,
for whatever flaws Roland Emmerich has, you look past him in the first movie, and it's the same guy, which adds to it.
fine.
All right. Did a rewatch of we went on a bit of a Nicolas Cage one. We rewatched Knowing,
Yeah,
which I still think is a perfect movie.
it's not. It wasn't perfect.
I love Knowing. I've got like no criticisms of Knowing. For anybody out there who hasn't seen Knowing, it's a lesser known Nicolas Cage flick from 2009.
Yeah,
Written
come
by
up-
Alex Garland, right?
Come up like it's so easy to find any criticism, but somehow he can't find a criticism.
I can't find a criticism. Rose Byrne's a bit of
Was
a
it written by Alex Garland?
Yeah. And directed, I think.
I don't think so.
I think so.
Look, you got it right.
Well,
in
I
front.
could have a look, yeah. I'll have a look. But
I'm
yeah.
very sure it wasn't.
Hang on, give me a second. Go to film. Got the letterbox. Oh, Alex Proyas, sorry.
Oh,
different
yeah,
Australian. Different
literally,
Australian.
You could have cheated and known that.
Alex Proyas.
Alex
who's an
Garland is
Australian.
directing that,
He also-
knowing really.
Alex Proyas. He wrote the Bioshock game and iRobot.
Yeah, no, I guess he's got the same first name as Alex Garland. So
No, he's,
I guess you
hang
got
on,
that
wait.
bit
Let me pull
right.
up Alex Proyas' movie. iRobot, Knowing,
iRobot's pretty good. I like that.
yeah, Gods of Egypt. Oh, very
Do
good.
you think it's better than the book? Actually, that's a good one. We should rewatch iRobot. I haven't
Should
seen it
we?
for 8, but I feel like it doesn't hold up. Does it
Yeah,
I've got a
I-
feeling it won't.
Yeah, I know, but I feel like it's got a lot of charm to it, Like
Yeah,
Will Smith
Will-
is
Will
actually a good
Smith-
actor,
Will Smith peak, like where he's kind of not weighed down by his fucking wife.
I know,
You
dude,
can just
like-
tell he's just getting more and more fucking,
Like-
like
Yeah, now he's kind of like trying
he's
to
lost
find
his spark.
Yeah, I know.
he's lost
like
his
doing
will.
yoga and stuff to try to find his
Yeah,
spark
yeah,
or whatever, but it's
yeah.
not working. And those
Yeah.
fucking kids.
He's more like 7 pounds, like
man.
Pursuit of Happiness, Will Smith. He's never.
That's what he
gonna-
looks like in real
He's
life.
not going to be Will Smith from Men in Black. Like, ever
Oh
again.
man, he was so good.
he's
Yeah,
not happy. That's why.
Imagine a Will Smith renaissance though.
Yeah, it can happen.
That could happen. I don't know.
I think honestly,
if you played
Denzel
Django,
Washington had a little bit of a renaissance because he had a bit of a falling off where he's playing a couple of average roles.
well, I guess
Seriously, yeah.
he's semi-retired now, basically.
Yeah, but he's come back with a couple of real outstanding.
Has he?
roles.
Like
Yeah.
what recently?
Like is it White Fences?
Mm. Oh, is that the one that was adapted from a play?
Yeah. And then there's a couple others. I mean, Equalizer, I'm going to put in there, but like he's had some more roles.
Well, just going along the movies I watched in lockdown, I watched Training Day.
Oh,
For
so
the first
it's actually
time.
good. Hey,
Oh, it's man.
people don't like it because he got his Oscar for that, but like he's
And
so good in that.
You know who wrote it?
Oh, David Ayer.
David Ayer.
Really? Oh, did
Yeah,
he
yeah.
direct it too?
No, it was directed by some fucking guy.
Some guy.
But
No,
yeah,
it's
David
good.
Ayer. I'm a massive David Ayer fan.
Training Day is so good. Yeah.
So good. Yeah, and like it actually. I mean, I'm not.
What do you give it? Actually, 9.
8 or 9, something like that. Yeah.
Yeah. I think I'm a 9 for that.
And I've not been like critical of Ethan Hawke, but also kind of like sometimes feel like Ethan Hawke is just doing the same kind of Ethan Hawke role. I don't know. Like
Really?
I don't know.
I don't
like,
find that at all with Ethan Hawke.
I know it's just actors, man. I think with some actors it's just like how you react to the person because
Yeah.
a lot of the person goes into the role. Right?
I don't know. I
Might be
find
the
him
same with
really
Leo.
pretty diverse. Like, and he's
Well,
sort of not
Predestination really put him down. If you're not just,
Really? Oh, you don't like
I
that,
just
do you?
fucking hate that movie, and the fact that he thought it was good is.
What do you mean? Of course, he's not going to say, "Oh yeah, I starred in a shit film. Don't worry, don't watch that."
I feel
It's
like he really
I
likes.
don't
it.
hate
Like,
Ben
it's really
Affleck.
touched
I don't
people.
hate Ben Affleck for the fact that he starred in that shit fucking superhero movie with
Oh, we was
Schno-
blind. Daredevil? Was that Ben Affleck?
yeah, and also all the stuff with
Oh yeah, it was
Shine.
Batman. Yeah,
yeah. Like I don't
He's
hate
had a
him for
couple of
that.
cracks at
Where
it.
he's just like, oh yeah, Batman versus Superman. He's like doing an interview saying it's a really, really intellectually smart film. He's like an eye roll. It's just like,
Intellectually
come
smart.
on.
Yeah,
He's not actually thinking that.
sure. No, but like Ethan
I
Hawke
get-
genuinely believes it. That's the problem. That it's a great movie. Anyway, it's fine.
Yeah, Ben is right. It's a good film.
It's
I love
not
it.
a good-
It's,
it's the
really
worst
good.
film
It's not the
I've-
worst film.
It's one of the worst films.
Okay, explain why you don't like it again. Just like that
Okay,
trope that
okay,
no
I'll tell
one's
you.
ever heard of again. Go.
Well, no, okay. It's like an old story, like a sci-fi story. Not that it's like an old trope, but it's like
It was a trope.
it's a very well-known old sci-fi short story about. And anyway, his character can time travel, so he time travels at one point as him. At some point, he gets a sex change and becomes a woman. And at some point, the male version of him and the woman version of him meet up.
fuck, yeah.
They fuck and they give birth to him, which is the dumbest thing that I've ever heard of.
Yeah, it's a like a paradox.
It's not a paradox. It doesn't make any fucking sense. Like he's genetic-
Okay, well then your favorite fucking stupid film where Michael J. Fox fucks his own mum doesn't make any sense.
He doesn't fuck his mum.
It does in the version I saw.
That's just a fan fiction.
Sorry, that's a fan fiction. That's a parody.
And yeah, Back to the Future.
They fucked. They definitely did. It was off screen. Anyway, look, agree to disagree.
Agree to
as
disagree.
always.
Predestination.
Hey, let's go on Ben Affleck.
We're talking
I've
about
got a-
knowing. Ben Affleck. What do you
Ben
got for-
Affleck, we're gonna go. Ben Affleck and Matt Damon. They wrote this film. It's called Last Duel. And it's
They
just-
wrote it today.
yeah, they wrote it, and
That's cool.
Ridley Scott
I didn't know
directed
that.
it.
Last Duel.
You can kind of see, but it was like you would not pick it to be a thing, like because Matt Damon obviously and Ben Affleck writing.
they wrote
with,
Good Will Hunting
No, but like writing and then
with Ridley Scott, and it's a period
with Ridley
drama.
Scott as
Yeah.
a period drama, like, but it works. It's actually really good. It's got elements of comedy. It's,
I love that
it's
they're
a
writing
great-
together
great-
again as well.
Great actors. They're both acting in it.
And Adam Driver. Is
Adam
he good in it?
Driver. Oh my god, is he never not good?
Is he never not good? I know. Adam Driver.
Jodie
we can agree.
Comer is fantastic. I think
Jodie who now?
Jodie Comer.
Cuomo.
Comer.
Andrew Cuomo.
Andrew Cuomo.
Is
Who's
it?
that? No.
He's the new,
Jodie.
He's the New York governor who during COVID and then he got he had to resign because he
Oh.
had nipple piercings and
No, I don't think he made this film.
Okay, all right, fair enough.
He's not in the cast for this film, unfortunately. Are you still going to watch it
But
though?
yeah, all right, I'll watch it.
Jodie Comer, who was in Killing Eve, TV show, very very popular. She's kind of like she's on the
She's an Anna de Armas.
she's on the star. She's like a rising star.
Florence Pugh.
Yes, like a Florence Pugh, like an Anna Taylor-Joy. Like they're at the very start of their career and going to have a pretty good one, I reckon.
Speaking of who was it? Anna
Taylor-Joy. That's the one, isn't it?
Yeah, I'm thinking of Aaron Taylor Johnson.
So it's no
He was in
Anna
Tenet.
Taylor- yeah, Aaron
He was
Taylor
great in Tenet.
Johnson.
Aaron Taylor Johnson.
Anna
Who's kick-ass.
Taylor-Joy. Is that? I can't be right.
They should marry.
Oh, yeah, imagine
Imagine.
that. And they all keep their surnames. So
It's
it's like
four. It's a four.
Anna
I think.
Taylor, Tinker, Soldier Spy.
Anna Tinker Taylor Soldier. So you're saying about Ben Affleck and or was that
Yeah, I gave it 9 out of 10. I thought it was an excellent return to form for Ridley Scott. I think he's put out, let's be honest, not very good films. Like he's been on a bit of a trash run.
I'm trying to think
But
Prometheus
Alien, he's got
and
some
Alien
such
Covenant.
good films.
He did The
Even
Counselor, which
Prometheus,
I
that
want to
was
see The
his last good
Counselor.
one,
I haven't
think.
seen The Counselor
I don't even
yet.
like it, but yeah.
It's
Yeah, but I haven't heard good things.
another vibe, but it's
Yeah.
Fassbender and it's a script by Cormac McCarthy,
Oh,
who is my
okay.
favorite author.
Maybe we'll give it a go then. And then
Have you seen The
in
Road?
the very distant future.
No Country for Old Men. Cormac McCarthy.
Oldman. Anyway, no, yeah, it's a very good film. I think it's a must watch. I think it's
It's a
up
must
there.
watch.
Yeah, I think so.
Well, on the same line as The Last Duel, in a way, The King
Oh, I really want to watch that
on
too.
Netflix, which is a Netflix movie, I believe.
Yeah.
Written by David Michaud and Joel Edgerton.
Remind me, what did he do again?
Animal
David
Kingdom.
Michon. So he's the one that did The Green Knight, which is coming.
That's right. Yeah.
Right,
He's
right.
done heaps.
Oh, yeah, so he works with Joel Edgerton quite a bit.
That's right.
Yeah,
And
that's why.
I mean, Joel Edgerton's great. And this movie was
Just
like
fantastic.
Timothy Chalamet's in it, which is I hadn't really seen him in a big role like that. I haven't seen Call Me by Your Name. Who else is in it? Robert Pattinson has a
Robert Pattinson.
scene-stealing role as the French, not king, but the French guy.
Yeah, I like his look. I like his aesthetic. I haven't seen the film, but I just like how he looks.
He's kind of like a comedy role, but also
Hey, you know what?
vicious.
Yeah, honestly, it's like Ben Affleck's got a similar kind of role if he's kind of like a comedy role, just in how he kind of looks and how.
It's like the
He-
posh
he's-
nonsense of it is
Yeah,
what's the
yeah,
funny bit.
yeah,
Like
yeah.
they're just
I reckon that might. I wonder if that kind of has come from The King.
maybe. I mean, The King
Yeah,
was
I reckon if you watch that, you might sort of see.
what
some
also
similarities.
David Michaud has done is The Rover, which did you see with Robert
I haven't
Pattinson as
seen.
well?
No.
What else has he done? Animal Kingdom, The Rover, War Machine, the Brad Pitt one, where he plays a
I
general.
think so.
Also a Netflix one.
Well, was
So-
that Brad Pitt or was that
Yeah, Brad Pitt is the general.
ah.
You're thinking of War Dogs, maybe?
No, I'm thinking of that one with Michael Scott. with what's his name? You know,
Oh,
Steve
Space
Carell.
Force?
Maybe that was Space Force.
Yeah. Anyway, The King, yeah, it's Timothy Chalamet plays like a drunken adulterer prince of King Henry IV. He's King Henry V. They're going to give the kingship to his younger brother because he's such a fuck up drinker, adulterer, and his younger brother is Tommen from Game of Thrones.
Oh yeah,
Also in 1917,
yeah,
which is a great
that's right.
movie.
He's very good in that.
But then he has to be, so it's based on Shakespeare's The Henriade, which is like 5 plays about King Henry, 3 plays, sorry. So it's a Shakespeare adaptation, really, and it kind of comes across, but it has been kind of modernized in dialogue in ways, even though it's still set in 15th century England. I can't say enough good things about this movie. I loved The King, and I was surprised. It's like a Netflix movie. I didn't realize it was David Michôd and Joel Edgerton. And Joel Edgerton plays John Falstaff, who's a famous Shakespearean character, and he brings such warmth and charisma to the character. Joel Edgerton's awesome. He's like a bearded, bearish kind of fat old warrior kind of guy.
I like to hear him doing well.
Yeah, me too. Recently there's a good podcast which Joel Edgerton was on, and it's a cinematographer. Deakins. Roger Deakins.
Oh yeah, he did
Everything.
well he's done a lot of Australian films.
A lot of Australian films. He has a podcast, and Joel Edgerton was on it recently. And just by happenstance I watched The King, and it was amazing. He was Deakins also worked with the Coen brothers. Yeah, did Shawshank, Fargo, Oh Brother Where Art Thou, 1917, Blade Runner 2049, Skyfall. So if you need another podcast, not to recommend other movie podcasts, but Roger Deakins is pretty good. Probably more insight than ours.
Yeah, maybe. We'll leave that up to you. Hey,
the audience decides. But The King, great movie. Moving on, First Blood, National Treasure. I like both those movies.
Yeah. Stuff you'd watched before. And
Green Mile, though, that's one I hadn't seen before.
Yeah. Mr. Coffee.
I liked it quite a bit.
Yeah, it's very good.
I was surprised by how much I liked it.
The thing is, it's exactly where I thought it would be. And so I've got really nothing further to add to it. It's just like very good film.
Well, I didn't know there was any supernatural elements to the movie at all. I went in thinking it was going to be a Shawshank Redemption period drama about prison.
Yeah.
So I was pretty...
It's of that ilk, isn't it? By same dude, as in written
Frank
by
Darabont?
Frank Darabont.
Well, they're both Stephen King adaptations.
Are they really? Even Shawshank?
Yeah, they're both.
Really?
Yeah.
Really?
Really? Well, speaking of Stephen King adaptations, kind of.
Oh, yeah.
I saw Dr. Sleep.
Yeah.
Have you seen it yet?
Go off on that. Yeah,
fuck Dr. Sleep. What did I give it? No.
Dr.
One
Dr.
star out of
Snooze,
5.
more
Yeah,
like.
2 out of 10. I honestly thought it was going to be very good. I like Ewan McGregor. I like a few of the other cast members. It had got really good reviews, and it's just absolute trash. I don't understand. It feels like an episode of Supernatural, which I don't know if you've seen Supernatural. It's fine. And watching an episode of Supernatural is fine if it's an episode of Supernatural, not if it's a fucking major motion picture. I don't
it needs a bit more.
I don't understand what the appeal of Dr. Sleep was. It was like very cheap, kind of like vampires. That was the theme of it. I don't understand what the point of the movie was. Speaking of like ill-begotten sequels, way
This
after
was,
the fact, this is one of the worst
to the
like
list,
after the fact sequels. So that's a no from me. Don't watch Dr. Sleep. Suicide Squad, the new Suicide Squad.
Well, you've seen it.
Yeah. Have you not?
The newest one?
Yeah.
No.
Not the old one. I haven't seen the old one.
No. I don't think I will, but
It's on Prime. It's directed by James Gunn instead of David Ayer, who we like.
James Gunn. Do we like James Gunn?
I liked Guardians 1.
Mm-hmm.
Didn't care much for the second one.
I kind of like how Chris Pratt's really had a
Everybody hates Chris Pratt
him
now.
Everyone loves it. As much as everyone loved him like 2 years ago or 5 years ago,
Parks and
everyone
Rec.
hates him that much.
The
right
equal
now.
amount.
Yeah, it always happens. But I
Same thing happened-
kind of now feel bad for him because I never liked him. But
Now it's like it seems
now
too much.
it's like too much.
It's like Jennifer Lawrence. It's like, all right, ease up.
He's up. Yeah,
They're not that
She
bad.
was
They're
not
kind of
bad.
annoying, but
Yeah. I think I feel sorry for her a bit more, but Chris Pratt.
'Cause she's
was
actually a good
This is
actor.
coming. This is coming for a while.
I know.
Chris
And he's
Pratt.
like super Christian, which people don't like.
Yeah, but Hillsong, like the worst type.
I know.
Actually,
like,
no, worst type's probably the ones where
he got like an MTV Best Kiss Award or whatever. I don't know what it was. There's an MTV award, and then he like has a speech about how you got to love God. It's like, yeah,
In
sure,
MTV,
love God,
yeah.
but like the MTV Movie Award, you're not fucking MLK,
Come
dude.
on, yeah.
So all right, we'll skip straight past the Suicide Squad. It's all right, 7 out of 10. Improvement.
I'll add one to that.
All right.
As in like a film that
What did you watch?
Girl with the Dragon Tattoo. I don't know if you've
Which
seen
one?
that. The Swedish one.
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah, you're trying to be clever, eh? You know, like American or Swedish?
Yeah,
you know?
you saw the Swedish one.
Yeah, I really enjoyed it.
I want to see the Daniel Craig one.
I've seen parts of it, and so I've only seen like sort of glimpses as to what's going on. But I've always wanted to see the Swedish one, and I finally watched it, and it was very. Yeah, I remember how Noomi Rapace was going to become like a thing.
Big star,
She got
Prometheus.
and then was sort of, but she was really great in this film, and I can see why they were trying to make her a thing. And it had Stellan Skarsgård. It had Michael Nyqvist, who was in John Wick and died, I think, two or 3 years ago. But he was very good. He played the sort of journalist, and a host of other different stars.
Who was he in John Wick?
He was the one that goes, "He's the one you hired to kill the fucking boogeyman."
Oh,
yeah,
sure.
like the main bad guy at the start.
He's great. Okay, well maybe I'll add it to the list because I did always. And then
Yeah,
you got the
really
full
good.
trilogy because the American one didn't take off, did it? They just did one and done.
Yeah, that's what I'm not sure about, to be honest. I'll have to look and see if they've done more.
All right, here's a controversial one for the crowd.
Ooh.
The Happening
Oh.
with Mark Wahlberg and Zooey Deschanel.
What? So you hate it, right?
You would think so. It's a good movie.
Oh, you want to hear something controversial?
Okay.
You want to hear it? I agree with you.
Oh, really? Do you really?
I love The Happening.
Oh, no. How do you like The Happening? I mean, I like The Happening.
I
but
really like The Happening. I
It's a
think
good movie,
great.
isn't it?
Yeah, outside of like not even like beyond any memes and like
Right, like you
acting
get part.
from
Like,
Mark
I feel
Wahlberg.
like
I love the concept so much.
so much, right? Like
Yeah.
people go, "Oh, the plants are against you." Yeah, that's terrifying, right?
Yeah,
like,
right? Like, what
the
can you
air
do?
is going to kill you. Like the plants make you kill yourself in brutal ways, and like,
Yeah.
oh man, those suicide scenes are so fucking
Yeah,
brutal.
no,
like,
I love it.
yeah, great movie. Okay, cool.
He
we
does,
agree.
he does sort of stuff like that, doesn't he? Where it's just like he sort of tests you with his film. He's just like he wants you so bad to hate it. But
Yeah.
I like same thing with The Visit. I thought I was just like
Is that the TV show?
No, the movie, the Visit, where like the kids go to their grandparents.
Not The Village.
No, The Visit.
Is that his new movie?
That was from like 5 or so years ago.
Yeah, newish.
But it was like it had some scenes that were just ridiculous, but it was like still a fun movie, like a good movie. And I was
I'll
like,
have to check-
despite
I've
what
not.
he-
There's
yeah.
no M Night movie that I don't like so far, but I haven't seen all of them.
Yeah, I'm sure I don't like some.
Sixth Sense,
Obviously
obviously.
love it, yeah.
Signs is great.
Yeah, I like The Village.
I want to see this new
Um,
movie. Old is coming out,
Yeah, I'm sure I didn't like one. Anyway, can't think of it right now.
but M Night I think gets
Yeah,
unfair
yeah.
criticism. Maybe.
Yeah, because they always expect a twist, and he kind of uses that expectation for a twist, and then you kind of like, oh, they're right all along was the plan.
Is he?
Yeah, it's like I think they say it in the first act or something.
I mean, he's got a unique vision, and that's what you want
Yeah,
from a
yeah.
director, right?
Yeah,
Like,
exactly. You want something new.
exactly. So
It's never boring. I'll say that.
after The Happening, we took a bit of a break from it because we watched Squid Game, which I'm sure everybody watched.
Yeah, hit
During
new
lockdown.
TV show.
Yeah.
No, it was obviously I think we're the same as everyone else. We probably both loved it, right?
Yeah, it's pretty good.
Very, very good. I'm looking forward to this. I'm sure it's going to get green lighted for a second.
Oh, it's already in production.
Yeah.
I gave it 8 out of 10 for the.
That was a 9. I was like watching it. I couldn't wait to watch it. Like I sort of watched it 2 or 3 episodes a night, and was just like get back from work,
Yeah,
bang,
yeah.
just chuck it straight back on.
Yeah,
So much
we
fun.
smashed it out. Yeah. I mean, it's the best version of I guess a battle royale kind of.
Yeah, because it needs that just like a bit of fleshing out.
Yeah, like
All
a
the
full
characters
10
were
episode
interesting,
series.
yeah.
Yeah, I liked the guy in Train to Busan. What's his name? I don't know any of the
I was
names.
just saying. I was just
He's-
like, I liked. He was on screen for about 10 minutes.
I know,
but
and you're like,
so-
oh, he's really handsome. Oh shit,
He's
I like
really-
him.
Yeah, but he's just got this kind of like enigmatic kind of like presence.
Yeah,
It's really-
absolutely. Yeah, he was
I
awesome.
get that. I think the best episode was probably the marbles.
Oh, yeah,
episode. I think
Sangwoo
that
man.
was- Yeah.
That's not how you pronounce it, but Sangwoo man. What did you think of Sangwoo?
Oh, well, you know what? He gets savaged everywhere, but it's just like, did they not know? Like, this is about a game of survival, and you got to survive.
Right?
If you don't, you die. That's the whole thing.
He's the only one.
Are you not going to try to do everything in your power to not die?
Exactly. He's like,
Of course.
he's
you
the
know?
only one playing the game.
It's not like he took a gun and shot him. He's just like,
And he's always got the kind of like mentality and expression of just like, are you guys not taking it seriously? Like,
yeah.
I mean, everybody's gonna die, right? Like,
Yeah.
it's not fun in games. So
Yeah.
he's fun.
he's deep debt. He wants to get himself out of it, and obviously, by extension, his family. And I think that's what he says at the end. Like, obviously, spoilers, but
Everyone's seen it.
Everyone's seen it. When he tells his friend, can you just help my mum out with the money that you want?
That's all he wanted.
Like that's kind of what he was going for.
He made mistakes. I have a theory that he never went to Seoul National University. I reckon that was a part of his ruse, but they never addressed it.
That's groundbreaking.
Yeah, thanks. Anyway, yeah, Squid Game.
That were my my favorite films, like Last Duel, obviously TV show, and Girl with the Dragon Tattoo. Watched a couple of random ones that were sort of like one that was disappointing was Snowden. I watched that.
Oh yeah, Oliver Stone. I haven't seen.
Yeah, I just thought it was a bit toothless.
Toothless.
It's about
which doesn't sound like Oliver Stone,
right? No, but
from
it's
Platoon
Snowden.
of fame.
Yeah, that was him? Yeah, that was him. No, so it focuses on Snowden, the guy, whereas the story is obviously
way bigger
and way more important. It sort of doesn't really ever land a killer blow. It sort of dances around the whole thing with CIA spying on everyone.
I kind of like the idea of,
but it doesn't really kind of.
I kind of like focusing on the guy. I haven't seen it,
Yeah.
so I don't know. But like, not many people in today's world actually kind of have that attitude of sacrificing for the greater good. And like, this guy is an unassuming computer nerd, and he sacrificed his life for the benefit of all of us. So
but it's not looking at it's not. Yeah, but it's not though. Like,
right.
it's not like looking at his sort of like life up until a point where they're like, okay, enough's enough. I'm gonna spill the beans.
Is it like he has
it's
problems
more
with
like,
his girlfriend and stuff?
Yeah, no, but yeah, exactly. They're just kind of ordinary. I think the guy's a bit ordinary, and so Joseph Gordon-Levitt, who plays Snowden, has to really kind of play like a nerd.
Is JGL any good?
Who's that? Sorry?
Joseph Gordon. Sorry.
Oh, JGL. Yeah, no, I
that's
mean,
what people call him,
he
the
does
fans.
like a good sort of voice and impression, I guess, but is just because the character's not very interesting. It's hard to really land a good performance.
Well, I'm not a biopic fan generally.
Yeah, well, that's kind of it. So it didn't need to be a biopic. I think it needed to be just like
an espionage thriller.
Yeah. Which is what it was. Like Bourne, like you know, Paul Greengrass. There's heaps of different. There's more there's like fiction movies that pack a lot more punches in this.
Right.
one.
Well, I listened to a few interviews with Oliver Stone in the lead up to it, like podcasts and stuff.
I think he was worried about not exposing too much.
I don't know.
Anyway.
But he seems to be passionate about Snowden and the whole story. So it's interesting to hear that it wasn't that good in the end.
You can be like, look, I've got to work within my own studio and like producers and stuff and not kind of blacklist myself and doing this.
Yeah. Well, maybe Tarantino's right as well. Like, directors don't get better. Like, as they get, I mean, they do get better to a point, but at a certain point, they're outside of the zeitgeist. Like Spielberg, right? When was the last truly great Spielberg film?
Yeah, probably Artificial Intelligence.
I mean, that was 99, right? Like, that's a while now.
Yeah, and then I was saying the same thing about Ridley Scott until, like, honestly, it would have been whatever was in the 2000s.
Ridley's a working director, though. Like he's relying on his script because he's like, he can direct the movie. Like, even The Martian and stuff, which I don't like. Yeah, you can tell the direction is, like, solid, right? Like, and he's just, give him a script, he'll turn it into a movie.
Yeah.
So he just needed a good script. Thank you, Matt Damon and Ben Affleck.
Yeah, I feel like that's probably right. I think it's more on Matt Damon and Ben Affleck to actually. Ben Affleck somehow is a good director and movie writer.
Dude, The Town is one of my favorite movies. Gone, Baby Gone is one of my favorite movies.
Like, so good.
Argo
won an
is
Oscar.
pretty
It
good.
won an Oscar. Like, it's like to say Ben Affleck's won an Oscar now for a movie. You say, you know what? Fair enough. He put out some pretty good.
Dude's good, and he's just kind of like. He had a brief period in the early 2000s of doing rom-coms, and that's like plagued him forever.
Jiggly. What's that one called?
Or like Jersey Girl and stuff. Like,
and what was the one where he's like, not fucking Pearl Harbor.
Yeah, Pearl Harbor, yeah, man.
Like, he had some fucking doozies.
In the great words of the late great Roger Ebert, it's not a war movie. It's a story about how the Japanese launched a surprise attack on an American love triangle. It's like the most nonsense. Like Michael Bay. Why would you have Michael Bay direct a war movie, right? Transformers. Like, how many testicle jokes are there in like Transformers? Yeah, fucking Michael Bay, man.
Michael Bay.
He's one of the more frustrating directors because he can direct good movies, but he hasn't in a long time.
Yeah, that's the thing. I think he kind of knows what sells, and
It was perfect for the 90s, early 2000s, but
Obviously,
The
Bad
Rock
Boys
was
is good,
great.
The Rock, yeah.
Bad Boys, the first Transformers and the third Transformers, actually.
Yeah, no one know, but that's okay. I don't like any of the
The
Transformers.
first Transformers you don't like.
I don't like any of the Transformers. It's
The
literally
first one is like a really charming.
it's just people trying to avoid getting fucking squished by metal machines. That's all it is to me.
So there's no difference in any of the Transformers movies. They're all
I mean,
the
there
same.
probably is, but like it's not for me. It's
Fair
like,
enough. I mean, fair
just
enough. It's not for you.
Get
but-
out of the way of big metal fucking robots fighting each other and don't get squished. That's it. Like that's all. It's just
I
like
guess.
fucking watch out. Oh shit.
Well, would you prefer one that's more about the Transformers? Because they're robots. Like, I mean, yeah, maybe we just don't watch
It's-
Transformers
it's not
movies.
for
Maybe
me.
we don't
It's
make
an-
them.
I'm not the demographic.
All right, fair enough. I really like the first Transformers, and I will defend that one. That's like a 9.
You can try to 9, like out of what 100.
It's a fun movie for the type of movie it is. It does exactly what it's supposed to do. You compare that to Transformers 1 versus Transformers 2. Transformers 1, like a 9,
Well,
in
if
my
you
opinion.
compare, like-
Transformers 2 is like a 10. 2. Sorry, 2. There are differences in the movies, like just because whatever. I'm not.
They're all
like
just-
Pacific Rim 1 and Pacific Rim 2. It's like the first one's great. It's hard to defend. Like,
the Godzillas, the Monster Universe. I don't know. It's just like it's too much.
but even the
too
Godzillas,
much.
I'm like, I really like the first one. I really like Skull Island. I don't like 2 or Kong versus Godzilla.
Yeah.
Anyway,
It's like the people just serve to fucking I don't know. They're in it for like just avoiding whatever the fuck's going on in the foreground, which is like Godzilla fighting Kong. Or something
and then we
that.
just like cut to
all
like
the people are
characters
like
having-
nothing. You don't matter in this fucking scenario. It's these big demonic.
No, you're right. Like it's nonsense. But
What else? One I will give a shout out to is Invisible Man, which
Elizabeth Moss.
Elizabeth Moss. It
Who
was
else?
like it wasn't. It's not a superhero movie. It's more like an interesting take on like I guess like gaslighting and sort of like
Sure.
a sort of like control in a relationship.
It's like a social commentary.
Yeah, a little bit. But then as a fit like Invisible Man, so obviously he's going to be invisible like throughout the film.
So the
and
Invisible
stuff
Man
like-
is the bad
but
guy?
It's kind of like yeah. So but because
Sure.
it focuses on
So
Elizabeth
is
Moss'
it
character.
based on H.G. Wells' Invisible Man?
I don't know.
Like the
What is
so
that?
the guy who wrote War of the Worlds,
Yeah,
Invisible
yeah.
Man, and
Yeah. But what does he do in that Invisible Man?
he's like a good guy.
Nah, so it's not.
Okay,
So it's
yeah,
like
yeah.
no, that's what I mean. Like I think it just
So
takes
it's just
that character
an Invisible Man.
and a man who's invisible.
Yeah, sure. There's
You're
been
not
many.
sure. Maybe he's invisible, and maybe it's just in a mind. We don't know. But that's the
sure.
extent of
Bit of a
his-
psychological.
bit of a psychological thriller. I think Elizabeth Moss is a strong lead. I think she's quite
Mm.
good. I think it's a 7 for me. It's like there's
Not a
Is-
strong recommendation.
yeah, not a strong one. I think it was just like good, like decent. Yeah.
Is Elizabeth Moss the like standout?
Yeah, I think so. I think she's quite good. I think there's just sort of other scenes in it that you just kind of like, kind of like that's a
Sure.
bit silly. That's a bit silly.
Bit on the
whatever.
nose.
Yeah, but like you can't watch it and like it. So
I'll
no, but
give it a
she's
go.
good though. I like it.
All right, fair enough. One that might not have a big audience, but I watched Dirty Work for the
Oh,
first
yeah.
time. Norm Macdonald comedy.
Yeah.
The thing that struck me about it was it could easily have been an Adam Sandler movie. It's kind of like they were just making Norm the next Adam Sandler. But surprisingly hilarious. Like it's a M-rated version. I wish they did the MA-rated version, which was the original script. They cut a lot of jokes, but even with its rating, it's like so many like dead hooker jokes, like just classic Norm. If you like Norm Macdonald, it's basically his jokes in a movie format for 90
like
minutes.
an Adam Sandler.
Yeah, Nardi Lange is in it, and it's great. And within like an Adam Sandler type comedy world.
Mm.
It's minute for minute, 90 minutes. It's quite a funny movie.
Like joke to minute ratio.
Yeah,
kind of
it's
thing.
very
It's
high.
very good.
Like
That's-
every line is a joke, basically. Still suffers from certain 90s bits, like the romantic comedy elements, like he's got a love
you gotta
interest,
have that,
and
yeah.
the climax of the film, it's like them, whatever.
Yeah, but like that's interesting as part of like a larger topic of discussion, like kind of like the death of comedy movies in the last.
Yeah,
kind of
true. We
10
can talk
years.
about. Yeah, when was the last
With,
great comedy?
Yeah, like I think
Bridesmaids.
yeah, honestly, like 2014,
Yeah,
2013, like
and before that, like
where they just you kind of feel like a lot of comedies
Safe.
adding something, and they're really safe. They don't really test, like you don't
No.
like they're not comedians comedies, and that they don't really
comedy is supposed to surprise you,
Yeah,
right?
yeah.
Like you're supposed to hear something that is shocking and surprising,
Yeah,
right?
exactly.
But most comedies, you're like, you know what the joke.
Studio approved.
Yeah,
comedies.
right?
This
Like-
joke's fine. You can say this one. No, this one.
Like the 2000s was golden era of comedy, and it was largely led by Judd Apatow. Like that's regardless of his flaws or criticisms you have about Judd Apatow. I mean, like 40-Year-Old Virgin was the start of like this really great era of comedy that included, Knocked Up, Superbad, The Hangover, like these
Yeah.
really.
So they weren't all
launched-
his, but like
They weren't
sort of
all
had
his,
kind
but
of
like
mark
touch.
of,
And he produced
yeah.
a lot of them. Anchorman
Yeah.
was a Judd Apatow production.
Yeah.
These are the kind of movies that
Chris
everybody.
McKay or Adam McKay?
Adam McKay,
Yeah,
he was
that's
the
right.
director. He also directed Step Brothers, but also
He's
produced
got
by
another film
Apatow.
coming out, doesn't he? You want to give it a shout
Let's
out?
talk about that. Don't Look Up. That's the movie, new Adam McKay movie. So
Don't look where?
Don't Look Up.
Don't look up. Don't look up. Look it up, but don't
Look it up, but don't.
Don't look up.
So Adam McKay directed Anchorman, obviously, Step Brothers,
Who stars in Don't Look Up?
Leonardo DiCaprio,
Leonardo DiCaprio
and Jennifer Lawrence,
Yeah.
two favorites of the pod. Jonah Hill.
Hey, look, I love Leo. I know. Do you love Leo?
I like Leo
you
as
like,
a friend.
You like him. You don't. You're kind of mixed on him, maybe.
Yeah,
Yeah,
look,
Jonah Hill's in it.
Jonah Hill's in it. Meryl Streep's in it.
Yep.
It's an all-star cast. In the Deep Impact Armageddon vein, an asteroid is coming to Earth. But the government, being the government, is like, whatever, it's fine. Like, and so Leonardo DiCaprio and Jennifer Lawrence, two unassuming scientists, go on a media tour to alert the world to the danger of the asteroid coming. And I'm super keen for that movie.
Yeah, yeah. I
And
feel
he's
like
been on a roll.
It's just
Vice.
been waiting
he
for.
did Vice recently with
Yeah, I haven't seen Vice.
Christian Bale.
He did The Big Short, which is
in The
great.
Big Short,
And
which
I've
is
seen that like 2 or 3 or 4
great
times
movie.
now. A very good film.
Yeah,
It's one that you just keep watching. You're like, yeah, like
It's entertaining.
kind of better every watch.
yeah. So that's one to look out for. Don't look up. Look out. Don't look up.
Don't look out. And we got June coming out, which we did talk about briefly. No Time to Die. Did
Oh
you talk
yeah,
about
No Time to Die. So Nicholas hasn't seen No Time to Die yet.
No.
I have seen it today.
Do you want me to leave the room while you talk about
Spoilers for No Time to Die. I don't know. I won't spoil. I can't spoil
it?
it.
Was there a bit of a time to die?
I will say I didn't like the movie,
Wow.
which is I know controversial.
Well,
I know it is.
I'm going to be seeing it in like 2 hours.
People like the movie. I've heard good reviews, but No Time to Die.
And Ana de Armas.
Anna de Armas is so good in it. Yeah, she's great. She steals. She's
Hearts.
a scene stealer. The unfortunate thing is, how people have been saying, wow, what a fitting ending to the Daniel Craig legacy of James Bond. I say it is not a very good
What?
ending for the
Are you
Daniel
sure
Craig
you can say
legacy.
that here?
I feel like it's the worst possible options they could take for finishing off the Daniel Craig legacy.
Right.
It's the worst decisions, and it's not going to even be what you think, really.
Okay.
Like, because I know what I thought before going into the movie, like what it might be. It's
Yeah.
not what I thought it would be.
But you
It's
still hate it.
worse.
It's worse. Wow.
It's like what you won't even be able to think of it, but it is the worst possible conclusion to the Daniel Craig saga.
Yeah. I mean, that's so hard to do, isn't it? To finish off
Yeah.
a series. I mean,
is.
because it's not finishing off, it's finishing off a character within a series. Really.
Yeah.
But then you think of like Batman trilogy, right? The,
Sure.
the latest one, Christopher Nolan.
Dark Knight
Like
Rises.
it really was good at like tying it all up together.
Fun.
And, even though it was probably the weakest one,
Still pretty good.
it's still very good, right?
Like the other two are just like it's almost
Last
like
Jedi, same thing. It's so hard to get that last movie right.
it's similar
so
to Lord
hard.
of the Rings. I've seen people
Yes,
think that
yeah.
Return of the King is maybe the weakest.
No, I think everyone like honestly. What do you like for the Lord of the Rings?
I
How
think
do you
Return of
have
the
each
King's
thing?
the
I've got
weakest.
9.5. I think it's the weakest.
I've changed my opinions around.
I love the
over
first
years.
one the best.
Me too.
Oh, you love the first one now the
Yeah.
best.
So it
Yeah.
used to
Yeah.
be 3-1-2.
Yeah.
Now it's 1-2-3.
1, 2, 3. Yeah, 1, 2, 3. God, that's annoying.
Yeah, I know, sorry. But
Yeah,
Return
but
of the
they're
King
all
is
still
just
nines for me. They're all still 9,
No,
9 and a
no, no,
half.
no, no,
They're
no.
all at least a 9.
10, 9, 9.
You know what I mean? Like they're all
Or
at
maybe
least
10,
a 9.
10, 9.
Yeah, that's still at least a 9.
You're right. You're right. Sorry.
So like they're all still fucking great films. It's just hard to
tie it up. Yeah, and this is how I feel about TV shows as well. People like always criticize the finale, and I think Game of Thrones, while not having a very satisfying conclusion, has been overly criticized.
Bad,
I think it's been overly criticized.
I think it's been underly criticized.
Or like Lost, right? People complain about Lost.
Hey, look, they are still working right now, DB Weiss and the other dude.
So it hasn't been criticized enough.
They're working, and this has made them into what they are now. Like, you know, it's not like they've suffered from a criticized last season.
I don't think that people would have been happy with any ending.
Like Bran.
Name one TV show that had a really satisfying conclusion that everybody goes, yeah, great, good ending.
I want to say, hey,
Breaking
you know
Bad,
what?
maybe.
Breaking Bad was alright. Yeah.
Have you watched Better Call Saul?
No, I haven't. What about Sopranos? What did you?
I'm just starting it actually. I'm in season 1 still. I know the ending though, so. But the good thing is the ending's ambiguous, so it doesn't spoil anything.
That's true. Yeah, but it is pretty hard to normally.
Yeah, it's really hard to finish up a series, and I think Game of Thrones just is the biggest show of all time, and it had the most expectation of all time. I think
the reaction was material. I think it was a source material. They just didn't they had zero, and they were just like, "Fuck, how do we tie this all together?"
Season 5
had
onwards.
to think themselves. Season 6, really.
Yeah.
Season 5 was that the Dawn?
I can't remember. I think season 5 was the first instance of Dawn, which was the first instance of people going, "Hang on a second, what the fuck? This was great."
It was fast tracked because of how good, you know,
DB Weiss and shit were going.
No. It was like the Dawn plot was fast tracked in because of how good what's his name? Oberyn was.
Yeah,
like,
Pedro
Pascal.
Pascal.
Like, fuck, obviously we need more. Like,
did you like The Mandalorian?
I've seen 2 episodes. I think I will like it for sure. Like I've watched 2 and I'm like, fuck, I love it. But
it's a Western. It's like straight up Western, which is, you know, we love that.
I'm not gonna dislike it. Anything else you want to give a shout out to before we wrap it
little
up?
bits here. Death of Stalin, which if you haven't seen, is really worth a watch. It's hilarious and dark. It's a perfect movie as well. Death of Stalin is another 10 added to the list. Yeah, Death of Stalin's a 10. You got to watch it, man. It's so good. Steve Buscemi is hilarious. Jason Isaacs is hilarious. Michael Palin. You know, I give away 10s. You know, like if I don't have any really,
you're like Ted Mosby in How I Met Your Mother.
I don't say that. I don't want to be 10.
You just give away 10s.
That's actually a good joke. Yeah, well done. I feel like there's got like movies I don't have such a high bar for the artistic medium that only like a few movies of all time can reach 10. I think if my only criticisms are like vague nitpicks, then that could be a 10.
Yeah, fair enough. What else anything else you want to give a 10 to?
No, I saw some other movies. My Cousin Vinny, great movie. Mad Max Fury Road, I watched in 4K.
Did you want to talk about the Oscar performance from Marissa Tomei? Or don't want to do that?
Yeah,
she won an Oscar.
She won an Oscar. Okay, she won an Oscar.
Can you pull up who her
I was going to say maybe it was a weak year. So if you haven't seen My Cousin
honestly, Vinny, it was a rort. I want to see it. I want to see who she was up against.
I've never heard the rort argument.
It's a rort. She won an Oscar for this.
She was
role.
really, really good in it.
Is really, really good Oscar now, is it? She was really okay. She was like doing a play voice. Who was she up against?
I'm looking.
Hurry up, Jamie.
What year did she win?
91, 2, 3?
Yeah, 92.
We need a guy to do this live for us.
Yeah, we need a third.
We need an intern.
If you'd like to be an intern for the podcast,
unpaid.
Yeah, obviously. But just okay. So she was up against Judy Davis.
All right.
In Husbands and Wives, that classic tale.
Who else? yeah, someone.
Joan Plowright as Mrs. Fisher in Enchanted April.
All right, maybe it's a weak year.
Vanessa Redgrave.
Oh, hang on.
As
Big
Ruth
name.
Wilcox in Howard's End.
Maybe.
Have you seen that movie?
No, but next one.
All right, last one. Miranda Richardson
Oh yeah,
as Ingrid Thompson Fleming in Damage.
I haven't seen any of those roles.
Maybe
I'm
it was
going down a limb and saying that probably wasn't the best.
I'm not saying it's the best role ever, but maybe it was the best of
that
1992.
week year.
1992.
Maybe. Who knows?
Not-
What about those who weren't nominated for 92?
I don't know.
Give them a shout.
What movies came out in 92?
I don't know.
It was 93 was a good
This
year.
is where we need the intern.
Yeah.
Anyway, you got any passing thoughts or last final thoughts?
Any movie? No, I think we've covered the ones coming out. We've covered the ones we've watched. Back for season 2.
Back for season 2.
Maybe we'll do No Time to Die.
Bigger, longer, and uncut.
Maybe we'll do a proper No Time to Die episode
Yeah.
next
That's
after you've
true.
seen
Yeah,
it.
we could probably do that.
Otherwise, we'll have to find something else.
Well, June, I think, is going to be a big one for us.
That's a month away, or 2 weeks.
Oh,
2 weeks.
December 2nd.
Yeah. Anyway, thanks for coming back. Nick, do you have anything you want to say?
No, I've said everything I need to say.
All right, well, good.
I'll leave everything on the table off my chest. It's now on your little screen now.
That's right. And it's in your ears, off his
It's in your
chest,
ears, yeah.
in your ears. Thank you for coming back for episode 1 of season 2. And
This time it's different.
no, it's the same mainly, but still more of the same.
More of the same, but different. For longer.
Yeah, this is long. This is an hour. All right, thanks. He's walking away. So that's